In my opinion, here are 7 bits of kit that I would say are essential if you're serious about strength training. All of them serve a purpose, and I think the more that you use them, the more you start to realise their value. And for most of them, they're a small investment for increasing your performance inside the gym. So I've timestamped everything below, so let's get into the video. If you enjoy your training and you want to take it more seriously, I would definitely look to invest in a weightlifting shoe. Now, they offer you 2 unique advantages. Number one, obviously they give you a bit of a heel lift. Most people's ankle mobility is pretty poor anyway, so you would definitely get an advantage there, but that's not the main reason that I would invest in a lifting shoe. The main reason is it's got a solid, non-compressible sole. This is going to allow you to transfer forces more efficiently through the ground on exercises such as squats, split squats, and the Olympic lifts. Now, my experience is from people that do move from a trainer, which has got a real soft, rubbery sole, it's quite squidgy, and they move to a lifting shoe, they find that it improves their lifting massively. So if you are looking to invest in it, it doesn't cost a lot, they last a long time, and would definitely help your lifting. Next is a dips belt. Now, investing in one of these is going to be critical to make sure that you're improving your dips, your chin-ups, and your pull-ups, okay? This is going to make sure you're able to add weight and you're going to be able to get strong and as jacked as possible within those lifts. A dips belt is super cheap, and it's one of the first things I'd probably purchase because it's going to be critical in your long-term development. If you're at a gym that doesn't allow you to use chalk, or at the very least liquid chalk, then I would definitely look to find another gym. Okay, chalk is a key ingredient. Obviously, it's going to take moisture out of your hands, and then it's just going to increase the friction between your hands and the barbell. Or if you're doing things such as pull-ups, it's just going to increase that friction. It's going to increase your performance, and ultimately it's going to help your lifts in the long term. Lifting straps are an essential piece of kit that should be in everybody's bags. Now, a lot of time, the wrist can be the limiting factor on a lot of lifts. So if you're trying to improve hip extensor strength, for example, on deadlifts or RDLs, or maybe you're trying to improve upper back strength on things such as bench pulls, then these are going to come in super handy. It's going to increase your performance. You're going to be able to get more load onto the barbell. Now, if grip strength is a priority to you, then you don't need to do every working set with the straps on. However, if grip strength is a priority in your training program, then I would definitely be adding some direct grip strength work into your training program. Now, a simple way to know that you've put the straps on correctly is just to make sure when you put it on that the actual strap goes between your index finger and your thumb. So that's my left side. Do exactly the same on the right side. So it looks like that. When you come to attach it to the barbell, all you're going to look to do is just put the strap underneath, wrap it underneath, and then just make sure that's nice and tight, nice and secure. And then exactly the same on the other side, loop it round, and then pull underneath, and then just make sure that they're nice and tight from there, okay? When you are strapping your hands to the barbell, make sure that you do your non-dominant hand first, and then do your dominant hand after. A lifting belt is going to help improve your performance and get more weight on the bar. Effectively, it's giving you a better brace because you've got something hard to push out against. It's giving you good feedback to make sure you've got good breathing and bracing strategies, okay? Now, you might get an injury risk reduction by wearing one just because you've got a better brace, but that's not why I'd wear it, okay? It'd be the performance aspect as to why I'd wear it. Now, this isn't going to replace good technique, and it's not going to replace good programming, but overall, I think it's a good bit of kit, and as you get stronger, I think it's going to be more useful as you get on in your training age. Now, knee sleeves aren't for everyone. I quite like to wear them just because it keeps my knees warm throughout a lifting session. Now, from a performance aspect, I'm sure stiffer knee sleeves would give you a little bit more pop out at the bottom. These Ray-Ban ones don't really give much, but like I said, the main reason for me is to keep my knees nice and warm. And for me personally, I think that gives me a bit of a placebo, and I seem to get a better session out of it. So putting on a knee sleeve can be a pretty tough task, especially if you've got hairy, sweaty legs. If you've got stiffer knee sleeves than the Ray-Ban ones that I've got, then this could be a nice little tip to help you put them on. So first of all, you're going to take them inside out, just like so. You're going to turn them upside down, and you're going to make sure it is back to front. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be back to front. It just helps to get it over the calf. What you're going to look to do is just bring it up to your calf, then slide it around like so. Take it up to wherever you want it, and then all you're going to look to do is grab the bottom and then pull it up, and then it should be in a pretty good place in terms of being on the knee, okay? And then when you're finished your lifting set and you want to take it off, it's just the opposite back. Pull from the top and then slide off. Nice and simple. Next is a training log. Now, I'm always amazed at the amount of people that don't actually track their training. First and foremost, it's going to allow you to know if you're consistent or not. If you're training 3 times per week and you've got 12 scheduled sessions for the month and you only hit 7 out of 12, then you have a consistency problem, okay? And that's going to affect your results long term. But ultimately, the information in here is going to allow you to know what's working in your training and what's not working in your training, okay? And if things are working well, you just stick as is. However, if you're starting to see performance decrepitments, then you can use that information to then make changes and then get better results. It's a no-brainer.